A woman has been indicted in an October arson that killed 3 small children.
This is yet another reminder to anyone who aids or assists a dangerous criminal.
How officials say she helped the father after he allegedly set the fire.
Several rounds of rainfall headed our way through this big parade weekend.
In emergencies, every second counts.
We have units en route to you, okay?
Okay, buddy. Stay with me. I got them. They're coming.
Which is why New Orleans EMS carries a major life-saving tool with them.
A Pelican star fulfills his dream by helping out kids on the West Bank.
A Lower Ninth Ward museum dedicated to Hurricane Katrina's lasting impact is fighting to keep its doors open. This is WWL Louisiana News at 10.
From celebrating St. Patrick's Day to catching the city's black masking Indians on Super Sunday, it is going to be a busy weekend.
Definitely is, but rain, it could put a damper on those festivities. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Devin Bartolotta. Tonight we're watching storms build and keeping an eye on what's to come.
Let's check in on forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin.
Yeah, we're going to be watching our rain chances in the coming days, but for tonight, we'll be watching some dense fog develop. Now, at the moment, most of our visibilities are okay, but we're starting to see some lowering ceilings, meaning the base of our low clouds over downtown, and also some especially near the water. So Slidell is down to 3 mile. We're down to 3/4 of a mile at Gulfport, 3 mile visibility right now at Belle Chase. At the moment, just the areas kind of to our east, including St. Tammany Parish, under a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. That could easily change, and certainly something to be mindful of early tomorrow morning. That'll be the only issue to deal with tomorrow morning. That is still plenty of an issue. Increasing cloud cover through the night tonight, and again, those patchy areas of dense fog. Then as we head toward noon tomorrow is when we'll start to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms developing. This will be kind of the first round of showers and storms expected into a big parade weekend. The next round, unfortunately, will be on St. Patrick's Day. Right now, this is looking out kind of toward the river. Here's St. Louis Cathedral and downtown. So some lowering of our ceiling, the clouds, and also some areas of patchy fog already. Temperatures are in the 70s with dew points also in the 70s. So we're not going to cool down much more than we are at this moment. Not a negative 19-degree dew point at Mandeville. Otherwise, we are watching our rain chances. Not as bad for Saturday. We'll take a look at both days and our rain chances, as well as a big cool down for next week in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. And you can always stay up to date on the forecast no matter where you are. Just download our free WWL Louisiana weather app. You can find that in your phone's app store.
In October, a fire tore through a home in New Orleans East. We would soon learn the full extent of the tragedy, with 3 small children dead. And really even more disturbingly, the fire had been set on purpose, allegedly by their father.
He was arrested in March. Now, today, a second person has been indicted. Whitney Miller was there as the district attorney outlined the new charges in this case.
There are really no words for something this horrific and this odious.
In lieu of words, Thursday, District Attorney Jason Williams found charges. 31-year-old Shanika Phillips indicted for her role in helping a man who had allegedly just murdered his 3 children in a horrific house fire last fall.
A number of witnesses saw Shanika Phillips present as this house was ablaze and the defendant was fleeing the scene.
Williams says Phillips was also there to pick up 29-year-old Joseph Washington after he tried to dump his vehicle on the West Bank.
When Washington was finally arrested for these odious crimes by the NOPD, Phillips was right there again, right there by his side.
Williams claimed Phillips knew what Washington had done the entire time. It's why she's now being charged with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder and aggravated arson.
If someone helps someone get away or tries to help them get away or assists in any way before, during, or after a crime, that in itself is a crime.
Williams says he won't rest until the family of the 3 young victims gets justice.
They've been incredibly strong in the face of, I can't even call this a tragedy, because this was a choice. You know, oftentimes when you see this degree of violence against people, you don't expect it to be a parent.
In New Orleans, Whitney Miller, WWL, Louisiana.
Phillips is still in NOPD custody awaiting arraignment. The house on America Street was demolished about a week after that fire. In Washington Parish, a 74-year-old man was killed in a house fire. It began around 3 o'clock this morning in the 31,000 block of Highway 425 in Franklinton. Fire officials are still investigating the cause, but relatives say the victim had a history of smoking while using an oxygen tank. They say there were smoke alarms in the home, but they weren't working.
Tonight, New Orleans police need your help finding a murder suspect. In April of 2023, Jermaine Starks was shot in the 2400 block of Feliciana Street. Police say the father of 5 was changing his mother-in-law's tire when he was killed in their driveway. The suspect, Jared Raymond, is wanted for second-degree murder. If you know where he might be, call Crime Stoppers.
This year in New Orleans, there have been 31 homicides and 53 shootings. That's according to the Metropolitan Crime Police Commission. In 2022, around the same time, there are 94 shootings. One of those victims was Joe Cooper, and he nearly lost his life. But thanks to new technology and advancements in medicine, he was saved.
And here in New Orleans, EMTs carry blood in their ambulances. It's a game changer, one that increases the chance of survival for trauma patients. Eleanor Tabone has the story.
City, New Orleans, 911.
I just heard a bunch of gunshots and screaming coming from next door.
My husband has been shot. Please send somebody now.
A man was shot on St. Roch Avenue. We found out the victim is Joe Cooper.
Leslie Cooper says her husband Joe was gunned down in the doorway of their St. Roch Avenue home in Gentilly.
To be in that situation, bullets flying in the house, that was extremely terrifying.
This is Leslie Cooper. The moment that shooting happened, what were your first thoughts, and then when you realized Joe had been shot?
Disbelief that this was happening. I'm a retired nurse, so I went into keeping him with me, survival mode of myself, but keeping him breathing.
May of 2022, Leslie's husband Joe Cooper nearly lost his life outside his own home.
During an attempted home invasion, my husband was saving me and was shot 4 times by the perpetrators.
Leslie says Joe was shot by a man who was looking for a delivery he believed was sent to their house in Gentilly.
I heard him scream, and I knew exactly what had happened. Then he screamed again, and I heard him say, they shot me.
We have units en route to you, okay?
Okay, baby. Stay with me. I got them, they're coming.
Every second that went by was a precious second that mattered.
A call came out for a 34S, which is a shooting.
This is New Orleans EMS Captain Brooke Christie.
What was the scene like when you arrived?
It was very chaotic. When I got there, he was laying on the kitchen floor, and I knew immediately he was sick, he was hurt, he was injured, and we needed to go.
Joe's injuries were extensive.
So he had a pretty large caliber shot to the chest, and so which immediately, airway breathing, which is vital to life.
Captain Christie knew Joe had already lost about 1 liter of blood and was losing more and fast.
I knew the best thing for him was going to be getting blood in. So that's what we did.
New Orleans EMS started carrying blood on board their ambulances back in October of 2021. Since then, they've administered blood to 240 people. Some of those people may not have even made it to the hospital without that life-saving blood.
I'm replacing his blood loss with blood. I'm not replacing it with fluid anymore, which is ultimately not really the best thing to do, we find, for trauma patients.
How life-saving was that blood that you gave to Mr. Cooper?
I think 85 to 90% chance that he would have not made it had he not had blood. That has our blood bags.
New Orleans EMS is the only ambulance service in the state carrying blood. But this life-saving development isn't just saving gunshot victims.
We've done it a couple times in cardiac arrest where we think that there's a bleeding source. I was able to give it in a female that lost a lot of blood secondary to a miscarriage.
Today, Captain Christie sits beside Leslie Cooper, the woman whose husband she saved that near fatal day in 2022. What daily struggles does Joe face?
One of the bullets went through the diaphragm. He's having respiratory issues. He has his right side of his body doesn't work. His speech is difficult.
33 years ago, Leslie and Joe Cooper said, "Till death do us part." Joe took a bullet for Leslie, saving her life. Now Leslie strives daily to be her husband's rock, in turn, saving his.
It's tough, but we're tougher. I'm sorry, we gotta stop for a minute. We joke that he's got about 4.5 lives left out of those 9 lives. And I'm gonna make sure that that we hold on to those for a while.
Eleanor Tabone, WWL Louisiana.
Last December, EMS lowered the age for patients to receive blood transfusions from 12 to 5. For now, Cooper's case is still under investigation and no one has been arrested. You can help support his recovery at the Heroes Wear Tie-Dye Blood Drive and Festival. That's on April 21st at the Maple Leaf.
A long-time traffic problem just got worse, and there's no telling how long it could last. The latest on the closure of the Seabrook Bridge.
Things like this are really important, I think, historically, as well as for people to learn from what happened.
The future is unclear for a museum focusing on the impacts of Hurricane Katrina, how they're fighting to stay open.
More rainfall headed our way over the next few days, but a big cold front coming for next week.
Pelican star CJ McCollum on the West Bank tonight. Ricardo has the story of how he is giving back.
Monday, we told you about a closure that had Slidell neighbors buzzing.
Yeah, rumors are spreading about exactly what was going on with the tractor supply. And at the time, the company told us that there were some structural issues that were being fixed. Today, they say a temporary drive-through shop will open in the next 3 or 4 weeks. You'll be able to purchase most items available in the store. Right now, they're still not sure when they'll be able to fully reopen. And a heads up, a boil advisory is still in effect for the Crossgates water system. This is the second time in 1 week that officials say a contractor installing fiber lines for Vexus damaged a water main. In fact, multiple water main breaks have been blamed on the company since 2021. We'll let you know when that advisory has been lifted. More information on a story we first broke last night. The Seabrook Bridge, also known as the Ted Hickey Bridge, it's closed indefinitely. This bridge has closed pretty regularly over the past few years, and while there's no timeline for reopening, DOTD says there's a project plan to completely rehabilitate the bridge, but that is not scheduled until 2029.
Now a story you'll see only on WWL Louisiana. The Katrina National Memorial Foundation in the Lower Ninth Ward is dedicated to preserving a major part of our history. Captain Binders are handwritten lists of those who sought shelter in the convention center, along with thousands of pictures and letters preserved for nearly 20 years. But they could soon be without a home. The building is owned by Global Green USA, a company that aims at improving sustainability and resilience in communities. But they're selling that facility for close to $1 million.
The Katrina's list is the quintessential part of our foundation. It's 10,000 families that was in the Ernest N. Morial Convention Center after Katrina. We offered them $600,000. They came back and counter offered for $650,000. So now we have to raise $90,000.
That museum is now rallying to raise money for that down payment. As you just heard, the museum has a GoFundMe. If you'd like to donate to the fundraiser, you can find the link on our website, WWLTV.com.
We are looking at rain chances picking up starting tomorrow and again into the weekend. But first, fog watch. Nothing too bad, at least across much of southeast Louisiana, though. Slidell is now down to a 2.5 mile. Gulfport is at 3/4 mile. So far, most of our fog is along the Mississippi coast, southern St. Tammany, and maybe coastal areas in New Orleans east, Belle Chase at 3 mile. But that could worsen elsewhere as we continue through the night as those temperatures inch a little closer to the dew point values. Moisture coming in. We've got some showers well offshore. More rain to come, though, through the day tomorrow. We've been under steadily increasing cloud cover as well. Mostly cloudy skies and at times fairly wet during the day tomorrow, but I think the morning commute should be okay from rainfall. Fog may be a concern, so just check back. Now, as we continue through the mid-morning and afternoon, that's where we're likely to see scattered showers and thunderstorms, and probably both sides of the lake, maybe a little bit more of a focus on the North Shore, but certainly a good chance of it both sides as we head through the afternoon and into the evening, and even later in the night may still have a few lingering showers and storms before we kind of settle down as we head into our Saturday. Now, as far as severe weather goes tomorrow, mainly a focus on the North Shore, and this is a much lower threat. Active storms up to our north will be weakening as the front pushes farther south, and as far as flooding goes, both sides of the lake will have that low-end threat for some isolated downpours here and there. We do have those cloudy skies and kind of reduced visibility. It's not sure my camera is not popping up here. 76 degrees with a dew point of 74. Very warm, very humid. This is more like the summertime muggies that we contend with, as humidity right now is at 94%. In the 70s, and not going to be cooling down much more through the night, as our dew points are also in the lower and mid 70s. We will stay muggy through the weekend, but a cold front is on the way. Not only a big drop in temperature, but also in humidity. Let's take you through what is happening right now. Fairly active storms across the kind of Midwest and plains, but these have been pushing farther south. Ample moisture coming in from the southwesterly flow and a very active upper trough. Now, these little features kind of need to combine to give us our rain chances, and we will see these features combine tomorrow. The front will be moving south, and we are going to get this little impulse coming in from the southwest. So that will keep the storms going, or kind of reignite them, I should say, along that front during the day on Friday. Again, more of a focus maybe on the North Shore. Now, we will have the front in place for Saturday. The difference, though, is we're not going to have a really active upper system moving overhead. So it looks like Saturday may be a quieter day. I don't think completely dry, but certainly far less rain coverage. As we head into Sunday, different story. We'll have the front and another upper disturbance, which will start bringing in storm chances once again. And this is just another model look at Sunday. That rainfall may get going early in the morning and continue throughout the afternoon, wrapping up by the mid to late evening as cooler, drier air moves in, along with breezy conditions heading into the start of next week. So we will see some changes coming, but not until Sunday night, so not in time for our weekend parade. So Saturday, a drier day, still warm, muggy. Might see our humidity actually drop a little bit as the front moves into the area. Those rain chances picking back up for Sunday. Then our front clears us, less humid air and pretty cool weather as we get into the start of next week.
The Saints have been relatively quiet so far in free agency. They have added linebacker Willie Gay from the Chiefs and backup quarterback Nathan Peterman, but they have a chance to make a big splash tomorrow. Free agent defensive end Chase Young is expected to be in town to meet with the Saints Friday. In 4 NFL seasons, Young has 16.5 sacks, but he's only 24 years old. He has an enormous upside if he can get to it. When Joe Burrow won the Heisman Trophy in 2019, Chase Young was 4th in the voting. He was that good at Ohio State. Now, he hasn't reached that potential yet in the NFL, but he has all-pro upside, and the Saints, for now, are in the hunt. College basketball and the always animated Ron Hunter and his Tulane Green Wave in their American Conference opener tonight against North Texas. That's Asher Woods for Tulane off the steal. The Green Wave hung tight in this game, but the Mean Green would pull away in the second half. Tulane's season ends tonight. They finish 14-17 on the year. North Texas wins 81-71. Matt McMahon and the LSU Tigers got knocked out in their SEC tournament opener against Mississippi State. Tigers in white. That's Mwani Wilkinson for 3. LSU led by 7 at halftime, but Mississippi State took over in the second half. Great pass here from Josh Hubbard. LSU is eliminated. They will not go to the NCAA tournament. They might go to one of the other tournaments. We'll find out Sunday. Bulldogs win 70-60. Tonight on the West Bank, Pelicans guard C.J. McCollum gave back to local kids. Ricardo LeCompte takes us to C.J.'s Dream Center. There you go.
C.J. McCollum wants to make a lasting impact in his community through education.
I grew up in the inner city where education wasn't always a priority. A lot of times we didn't have resources. The kids around me didn't have resources to be successful. So we want to provide kids with a head start.
And the Pelicans guard giving local kids that head start by building what he calls dream centers.
Please give a round of applause for Mr. C.J. McCollum.
And Thursday, the first one in Louisiana, opened on the West Bank. This center providing state-of-the-art learning resources for youths, like new laptops and tablets, smart boards, virtual reality headsets, and even audio equipment to record a podcast.
This could help me get ready, like being able to talk to people that I don't know.
You can hear me?
This center is so cool. I like coming here after school and learning. You know, having somebody that's really financially stable help like the community around is very nice.
And the kids also gave input on what they wanted at the center to help facilitate their learning experience.
They wanted a space where they could get books, leave books for friends, leave books for peers, and we have the vegetable garden outside, so that allows them to become more familiar with farming and kind of getting their hands dirty and learning some of those types of responsibilities. But it's more so about them. It's not about what I want. It's about what's going to help them become successful.
This is the third Dream Center set up by C.J. McCollum, the first two established in Portland when he played for the Trailblazers. After McCollum was traded to New Orleans 2 years ago, he worked to put a center at the West Bank Boys and Girls Club.
I think it's important that they understand that I'm serious about my commitment to New Orleans. I'm serious about my commitment to this city, and I think it shows in the work that I've consistently done here, the time that I've consistently put in, and how we've been thoughtful about the approach ever since the beginning.
A lot of the kids we serve have been disappointed over and over again. He really took the time to get to know our kids and to show them that, hey, look, I'm here for you, I support you, I care about you in their futures. And so for him to follow through, for me, that speaks volumes of him.
C.J. McCollum's dream, making a true impact in New Orleans. Reporting in Gretna, Ricardo LeCompte, WWL Louisiana.
Yeah, good stuff, Ricardo, and congratulations to C.J. McCollum on getting that done. We're back with more in a minute.
All right. Fog will be the issue overnight tonight. Rainfall begins probably by midday, but it will be with us through the afternoon and evening. A drier period on Saturday, then more rain Sunday before a cool down early next week.
We're bringing in Doug to help with this last story. Doug, take it away.
Yeah, it's not that complicated, though. Tonight in Baton Rouge, a little baseball and a lot of silliness. The Savannah Bananas brought their traveling show to a sold-out Alec Box Stadium. They're sort of baseball's version of the Harlem Globetrotters, but with a lot more dancing. They call it Banana Ball. This is the Banana Ball World Tour.
We had a lot of people that came
I told you, people were like killing for tickets. They just want to see these people live.
That's their opponents. That team is called the Party Animals, and they travel with the Savannah Bananas. Like the Harlem Globetrotters, they bring their team with them.
That's cool.
There's a lip-syncing act.
This guy, I follow him on TikTok, and he really,
Huge.
Just goes for it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
And it was sold out. Huge crowd.
Amazing. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.
Have a great night.